it caught my attention that we were talking about the mobile home parks best friends.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it because I never thought about it. So I think it's very important to explain to investors about these new friends that we have.
So, you know, that's a very good point that you make. And I want to start off by saying, you know, it's we don't mean this in a demeaning way, because obviously everyone needs a place to live.
Yes.
And there's a starting point. So I'm all for, you know, for as much as I'm a capitalist, people sometimes misconstrue the idea of like capitalism as wanting to take advantage of those that aren't able. And why are we doing stuff like this? Because we are providing the education to help the people that not only have made it and want to continue to create massive wealth for generations to come, but even for those that are starting off. Without the education, they would have no chance. But the education and the opportunities in America allow you to go from mobile home parks and affordable housing to, you know, living amongst stuff like this. So, look, I think I want to share with you the distinction between like classes, because I think when the education is given for people to understand how the different classes think, is when you can start to look at life a little bit different. The poor, unfortunately, the poor, their objective is to just pay bills, right?
Yes.
That's what they're working for. They're working jobs to try and pay bills. Then you have the middle class, which, by the way, is disappearing in this country, right?
Yes.
But you have the middle class who are making pretty good money at their job and are buying things that really don't necessarily provide value, but they're acquiring things to impress other people. And then you have the rich. Then you have the wealthy. Man, they don't care about any of that kind of stuff. The way they think is, how do I take this dollar and turn it into 2? How do I turn it into 3? How do I take this game of money and not only make it fun, but really make it grow? Mm-hmm. That's the difference between the, you know, the class distinctions.
Yeah, and one of the things that I like so much about the mobile home parks is that somehow we can help these people to grow, to make a progress. It's not just about the numbers. And I think, as you were saying, and it makes me worry, of course, that the middle class is disappearing, not only here in the States, I would say pretty much worldwide. And the more we protect that middle class and help them grow, the richest a country can be and a better society we can have. Because when you don't have opportunities for anybody but just a few people, of course all these people is going to be angry. They're mad at the rich, and we see them as the devil, you know, as the bad people, as the enemy, when we don't necessarily have to be. So I think by acquiring small businesses, acquiring mobile home parks, which is a small business pretty much, that has been built through decades, I think what we're doing is also protecting that kind of people, because a lot of times, and we seen it yesterday, like in Clearwater, I was amazed that we have this very old mobile park right next to a huge apartment complex. So what it could happen that if somebody just come and buy the mobile park home, he might erase all those houses, affordable houses, and turn it into another complex. And they're gonna make tons of more money, but they are not protecting middle class people.
Which, by the way, if someone did that, right? And this speaks to the point of how valuable mobile home park communities are, because right now it's the gateway to affordability. So why doesn't the city want to build more mobile home park communities in areas like this? Because they can't generate the same amount of property tax revenue.
Correct.
Right? So that right there is just provides tremendous value in acquiring that sort of asset class, because it speaks to the desirability and the recessionary-proof sort of asset that it is, because it doesn't matter if the economy does this, it doesn't matter if it flattens out, it doesn't matter if it drops. that asset class is recession proof. That level of affordability is always needed. Always needed.